Oh, well, it's been a while since I've been here. Uh, Let me give an update for the zero of you who watched the original run of this. What was it, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Uh, Me and Mason got busy because we became adults. That that's crazy. We're adults now. We're no longer children making a podcast. I'm an adult making a podcast. That's even sadder. But we got busy. College. I think Mason is like learning Japanese and doing graphic design. I became an economist, so big things there. Uh, but one summer, Mason was kind of showing everybody the old pod because it was funny. We were cringe kids. We got things wrong. We were stupid. We got albums mixed up. I whined about Pearl Jam because I'm stupid. And my buddy here, James, took it and he's always been into audio video stuff. So he is taking over for Mason. Mason is dead. No more Mason. And we're trying it again for fun.
Yep.
So welcome to the new runner of the show, James. He'll never replace Mason, but
I know. I know. Hello, everyone. I'm.
you'll never be him. And I'm sorry to say that.
I can never. No one can even measure up. Really.
No one's Mason.
No one is. No one is. All right. Do
The,
you
the
wanna?
one
Sorry. You go. My bad. My bad. You go.
the one episode where we had a scrapped episode and it was just me like for most of it, and it was the worst thing we ever made.
It was just you. That's
No, so he was there, but it was only a band I cared about, and and so I did most of the voiceover, and it was the worst thing we ever made.
it was just.
Like, it was so bad. I think if you pressed Mason and he wasn't Mason, he probably has the stems somewhere for that episode. Or
Yeah.
maybe I might on my old Lego computer.
Oh God. That'd be a crazy pull.
If it still works. And I
That's
didn't
true.
delete it because I wiped that thing several times to get it working.
That's true.
Off topic, me though. But let's get into what we're actually doing
Yeah.
today.
The point of the podcast, which is Discography. We are reviewing the band IDLES from the little old UK. It's
Oh
a
God.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't love the UK either, but I mean, this band we'll see how they are. We got
He hates the UK. That's better.
that's true. Um, so this is I want to say punk band. They don't like to say they're punk, but they are. Like they sound
They're
it.
pop punk.
Yeah, pop punk.
So there are people who are like they love to genre nitpick, and they're like, actually they're pop punk, actually they're a post punk fusion. If this person is you, you should probably jump in a pond. But this is I would say that if I had to be that guy, it these guys are pop punk.
That's probably a good descriptor of them. But the members consist of their lead singer, Joel Talbot. He writes most of the songs. He's the most British sounding man ever. So if you listen to Idols, get used to it. You got Adam Devonshire as the bassist. You got Mark Bowen on guitar. You got Lee Keeman on guitar as well. And then my personal favorite on drums, John Beavis, which is a great name. Amazing name.
And his brother Jack Butthead.
Oh yeah, he's their producer. He's their producer. But
Which one of them is in the dress?
I think that's Adam Devonshire or Mark Bowen. I don't specifically know which one, but I know it's one of those two. I know it's not the Keeman.
One of them is always in a dress for some reason.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's beautiful. He was very frilly when I went. We went to a show for IDLES in Austin, and he spun around in his lovely dress, and it was beautiful.
Mm.
And Mason got to be right next to him, so you know,
That's great.
real recognize real, right?
On God, on God. But besides that, with their background, they started in 2009. I think it was just Joe and Adam. They both went to a concert and they thought it was miserable, so they decided to just make a band and be better than that band out of like spite. Out of
Dude,
really,
those guys must be so sad.
they must be really sad. I don't know which band it was, uh, but I mean they must be rolling over in their grave. Uh, for their first year or two, they just did live shows and covers, obviously, because they just started. And up until their second album, they completely funded their entire like production and everything. Obviously, because they were just like a nobody band from the UK, which is miserable. That must suck.
Yeah, being the UK is kind of a sad face.
And since Joe writes most of the songs, he says this a lot in interviews. By the way, looking at interviews for this band, this is the first time I've like actually done research on a band. It was impossible to do research.
It's all about the love, man.
That's all he talked
it's all
about.
about the love.
I bet Joe is a great person in person, but by God, it sucks to do research on him. But
So Joe, what inspired you to make this song? It's about the love, man.
it's about the love, and we got to love each other, and we gotta bring ourselves together. And it's like, okay, so how did you make the song though? That's what I'm asking.
What instruments? The love made the song.
Yeah. It obviously that's hyperbole, but like there are a lot of interviews that are just kind of like that. So if someone in the comments might find that the research isn't perfect, you can nitpick in the comments and tell me what I did wrong.
Oh, there are a million internet gooners who know like the fucking single EP that they never released and is on Rumble that you have to bribe a Cambodian in order to gain access to.
Yeah.
So
Which, speaking of EPs, this
speaking
first
of Cambodia,
yeah. Speaking of EPs, their first ever EP was kind of tough to find because I didn't realize I looked for most of their EPs on Spotify because, like, I mean, I use Spotify for most of my songs. I think most of their EPs would be on there, but couldn't find this on here. And the only the only time I could find any audio of like this actual EP was a guy on YouTube with like 5K views on this, and I found it was posted in 2011. So this is their first official EP. Funnily enough, named IDLES. Who would have thought, really? And their first song, Imagined Communities. It's you can tell it's their first song. It doesn't really sound like them. Like it, if you like, obviously it sounds like Joe, but like to what they would make later on, these first few EPs don't really sound like they just sound like.
Honestly, it's a lot more pop than punk, and it kind of sounds off, kind of like the beginning of their latest record. Like,
Yeah,
it's like pop, pop, pop.
yeah. These first few EPs kind of feel like that. But besides Imagine Communities, you got Thieves and Erased. I don't have much to say besides that. This is just their first
It is a
EP.
mid-ass project, but that's exactly what you would expect off of a beginning project. Like if me, I'm in like a couple bands and projects on bass, and if we put something together, it would be the worst thing you've ever heard. So for it to be this quality and this be their first attempt at something as a cohesive group, it's like kind of impressive. Like when you listen to like great bands that I love, like Red Hot Chili Peppers, and you listen to their first like record, Hot Take, it's like ass. It's like bad. But you listen to Idols, their first stuff, and it's like, wow, how is this not garbage?
Yeah, and again, they funded it all themselves. They were all working full time jobs, and whatever time they had in the week, they would get together and just do shit like this, and they like perform live shows and stuff. So it's really crazy how much dedication they put into this. So it's pretty remarkable what they made. After Idols EP in 2011, in 2012 they made the Welcome EP. Not much to say. I liked Two Tone, which was their last song off the EP. It also just kind of sounds the same as the last one, but I think better. I think they took some
Oh,
time and stepped up.
Mayday slaps. I don't know how you ain't talking about
No,
Mayday.
no, Mayday's good. I just like Two Tone more. Mayday's good, and I like Two Tone.
I think they made it a single,
Did they? I didn't.
and this is sort of the beginning of a theme that comes up in Idols a lot, and it's the political aspect.
Oh, I forgot to
Uh,
mention that. Yeah.
yeah, so Joe here fancies himself some kind of like uh broadband left wing guy. So he's like some flavor of socialist anarchist, like a Richard Wolff type of person, where like you can't get a specific political ideology out of them. Like uh he's not a Maoist, but like you can kind of understand that a lot of his stuff has a socialist uh like marginally at least kind of flavor to it. And that starts with May Day. If you don't know, that is the International Working Man's Day. You wouldn't know that if you were in America because they changed it to our own Labor Day to abstract from the working movement globally, which is we're not a political podcast. We're not going to get into whether we are hardcore Marxist Leninists who hate the establishment, or if we are, in fact, enlightened libertarians who let the invisible hand of the market do its thing. But what we will say is that without this political dimension to listening to their music, a lot of stuff doesn't make as much sense.
Hmm.
Especially when we get later and they get a lot more blatant with it, like
Oh yeah.
uh Mercedes Marxist, is that the song?
Oh yeah. I was going to wait to get to that one because that one is really up in your face. But
Yeah, and just the whole record of Ultramono, which we'll eventually get to.
yeah.
And even at the show we went to, he was like he screamed Viva Palestina a lot near the end. He was big into talking about his personal life and socialism, and he's a wacky guy. I mean, if you like don't fuck with any of that, the band still has the merit of being just really good.
Hmm.
But if you do, extra bonus, right?
Yeah. If you don't enjoy all the political stuff, it might not be the band for you because they talk about it a lot. But it's still a good band, all things considered. They're just good at their job. That's
Actually, if you're not a Gonzaloist Maoist, you can't appreciate idols.
that's true. That's true. But after Welcome EP in 2012, they made their last EP before their first album, Beat, in 2015, which consists of Queens, Idols Chant, Romantic Gestures, and Nice Man. Uh, with the Idols Chant, I like to think that they wanted this to be like their main song because I mean it's their name, where like they'd play it at all of their
Bands
shows.
will do this. Bands will do this. So, going back to Red Hot Chili Peppers, the first song on their first record is called Red Hot Chili Pepper or something like that, and it's bad. Through the Hollywood Hill. It's bad, but uh, it's a mixed bag between like when bands name themselves after they name a song after themselves. Like Black Sabbath did it perfectly. The song Black Sabbath is incredible. Uh, Weezer should go die for many reasons,
Man,
but one of them being Cuomoville. Uh,
Jesus.
uh, but Idols chant is good. I guess a
Yeah,
good song.
yeah, it's a good song.
So we flipped the coin and we went heads.
Yeah. Overall, like these EPs, I like to group them up together and imagine them as like one album. They're overall they're pretty good, all things considered. It's jarring though going to them because obviously you listen to like their main albums and they sound pretty different up until you get to like their newest album. But overall, like these are generally good songs. Like I would recommend listening to. I don't think I would put many of them on a playlist, but like I can listen to them in a car and like they're just fun. They're just good.
I would pick out some songs here, some decent songs for sure.
Hmm. I I forgot to say in two tone. One of my favorite parts of it is, uh, in the background you hear uh one of the one of the band members just saying away away the entire time, and they sound like the Bloodborne Yarnum like
Away,
away
away.
away the entire time. It's so funny. um but yeah,
Speaking of
that's
which, we glaze Mason here. Mason update. He's playing Bloodborne. And this may not sound like there's any through line here, but when we started the podcast, he was also playing Bloodborne. He still has not beaten that game.
he but
It's been
he's
6 years.
he's on the comeback though. He's getting close. We
He
believe in
is.
him. We believe
We
in
do
Mason.
believe in him. He might finish Bloodborne by the time I have my masters.
He might finish Bloodborne by the time that we put this podcast out. Maybe, maybe. But
No, he's on Margot's wet nurse. There's no way he's beating Ludwig by the time
oh
we.
God, Ludwig,
No, no, no,
dude,
no, 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 no. No shot, no shot.
no shot. But
Back on topic.
it's back on topic. But yeah, the EPs in general. One thing I noticed a lot. But last thing before we wrap up on the EPs, they have a lot more, in my opinion. Like it sounds like they have a lot more of the band members in it, like speaking. Unlike I feel like in the albums, it's more of just mainly Joe. But I feel like in these EPs, you can hear more of the band members speak more. I might be tweaking, but that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, no shade on Cabot, but he does kind of seem like an overbearing frontman. I don't think he's as bad as like the guy from Rage or the guy from Smashing Pumpkins, where they love the sound of their own voice. But seeing him in interviews, man, it sometimes gives off a bit of that vibe.
Mm.
I
Well,
don't know.
that is, I think, part of his his upbringing too, which is perfect to talk about his first album. Joe's uh life, which you will realize he talks about a lot in most of his songs. Uh, he he grew up in the UK, obviously, and at a pretty early age, like in his teenage years, his mother had a stroke, and so he was the primary caretaker for her. And then, right as they were making these EPs and about to make their first album, she died, and that just sent him down a rabbit hole of him doing a lot of bad stuff, and that is how Brutalism was made, which is their first album made in 2017, which is way more punky than their EPs. And Joe likes to say that that album was kind of like a grieving process for him for his mother, which she is on the cover of the album, obviously. Uh, but the track list of this album is Heal Heal, which is Heal Slash Heal, which I think is a pretty good song to start off. You got
Heal Heal's kind of underwhelming for a start. I like to think that the first, like, how a record starts says a lot about it, like the first couple of songs.
mhm.
Uh, and I don't think that this record gets like started until Mother, which is my favorite song. Because Well Done is decent. Well
Mm.
Done's not bad, and Heal Heal's better. But Mother is might be the best song on the record. No, it's not Benzacane, but
Well,
it
well,
it it's good. I love Mother.
well done is just your parents lecturing you the entire time.
True.
So that's why it's not a great song. I mean, it's funny if you look at it in that lens where it's just parents yelling at you. But that leads us to Mother, which is I think is the best song on this album. I think it's great. I think it's obviously about Joe's mother and what she had
But
to go
there's
through.
also the political element.
Yeah.
The best way to scare a Tory is to read and get rich.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if anyone listening doesn't know UK politics, the Tories are their more center right party.
Yeah.
In comparison to the Liberals, which is their center left, and Labour, which is kind of like still center left, Lamau.
Yeah.
But uh, a lot of this is about his mother, but through the political lens, it's also about how, uh, I guess in Joe's hippy dippy kind of language, the system keeps you down, mate.
Yeah.
That's more Australian.
I mean, they're kind of the same, except Australians are cooler. Those guys are.
Yeah, Australians are cool. We'll do King Gizzard another day.
Oh man, we can't dive into them right now. We'll never finish. Um.
Well, they'll put out 3 records while we're recording the episode.
Oh yeah, no, they just dropped a record, by the way. Like
Oh,
2-3 days ago, which we haven't even listened to.
oh man.
That we might have to do that after this recording.
Still coping with changes. I'm like, wait, is this a really good record? Is it
I'm not.
not? I'm confused.
Okay, we need to be on topic. We got to stay on topic. My personal favorite song off of this album is 1049 Grotto. Uh, I just really, I love it. I love it. I love the way it sounds. I love the theming of it. Uh, I just love it. I just fell in love with this song.
The kitchen sink.
He did piss in the in the kitchen sink. Jesus, I can't speak.
Did you almost say chicken sink?
Yeah, maybe. Hey, don't. Hey, come on, man. Come on. This is my first day. This is my first day, man.
You're on thin ice, intern.
Yeah.
No more chicken spink out of you.
Yeah. Next was Divide and Conquer. I just like the way that the song sounded, like the drums and the guitar. Wasn't like my favorite. I just like the way it sounded. You got Rachel Koo, Stendhal Syndrome, Exeter. I didn't really care for. You got Benzacane, which
Benzakane's my favorite song on the record.
how come it's your favorite? What do you like about it?
Oh, it's got such a flow to it, and the chorus. Oh, Ben's okay. I think it's
Yeah.
my dad's favorite too.
Oh, your dad listens to this. I didn't know that.
My yeah. My dad loves Idols. He sent me. He's gonna listen to this, by the way. He listened to all. He was our one fan.
He was our
He's
what?
the one.
He was number one. That's
He's my
great to
dad.
know.
He's my
Your
dad.
day dot, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. No,
So-
we got one guy. If we
We
have
one fan.
if we have no fans, then you might want to get your affairs in order.
Yeah.
After Benzacane, you got White Privilege and Slow Savage. I didn't really I didn't really care that much for that song. Overall, the album for their first album is pretty good. It's kind of it's on the same lines of how I feel about the EPs, where it's, if you take a step back, it's pretty damn good for their first album and their first try at this. And considering what their head guy was going through and was probably on a shit ton of drugs and stuff, I'm pretty sure at this time he was. I could be getting my timeline wrong. But for a first album, compared to what most people do, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's good. The political commentary definitely leaves something to be desired here. It's like I think the best exemplary of the political the true political philosophy here is the first bits of white privilege. How many optimists does it take to change a light bulb?
None.
Their butler changes the light bulb.
Which is
real riveting stuff here.
It's bars. It's bars.
He says it like a joke, though. He says it like it was actually bars.
and that's what's amazing.
He said it like realize,
yeah.
And crosses his arms.
Yeah, like a cool kid. Yeah. Joe would do that though. I've never seen this band in person, but I imagine. I mean, you have. I imagine that's what the show is like. It's just that.
No, he for most of the show he was like, my mom fucking died, and then went into Mother and is like, I was on drugs, and then he went into Bensicade and doing that.
Wow, riveting. I mean,
I would love to see the Facebook though. The Facebook would go hard. I would love to see realize on
his Facebook.
On his Facebook with a minion.
With a minion, yeah.
Surprised minion face.
He would though. He's unk enough. He would do that.
Oh yeah.
After Brutalism in 2017, the very next year they came out with their second album, Joy as an Act of Resistance, which is, it starts off
goat, right?
Oh,
they're good.
It starts off hot. You start with Colossus, which is a banger. It's a great opening to an album. Oh yeah, I love the part about the shadow and the father, the son being in the father's shadow. I think it's great, and it kind of is in the shadow of the next song, which is Never Fight a Man with the Perm.
Yeah, their most popular song. This is it. I think it's their most popular on Spotify. It's their most popular on Apple Music. So sometimes this doesn't pan out. Like you'll find a band and one of their songs will accidentally be on like a weird stoner playlist that gets looped at Jersey bars, and it's like it has 60 million plays and it's like a junk song. What's the one Giz song that is on Oddments and it has no business being their most popular song on Spotify?
I think it's Work This Time. I think it's that one.
Is it Work This Time?
I think it's that one.
No, it's not Work This Time. Because Work This Time's like a decent song off that record. It's no, it is Work This Time. You're right. Like just no business. But on both Spotify and Apple Music and our goat Mason's Amazon Music, we won't. No. We'll talk about that another day. When we have him back on, we'll talk about that another day.
What do you mean? He died in a terrible car accident. He died in a horrible fireball.
Died of ligma.
Yeah, he's stuck in the nightmare realm of Bloodborne.
Yeah, he's in a nightmare of Mensis right now.
Yeah.
But throughout, no matter where you go, this is the consensus best song that they ever made, and it's the first song we ever heard of the band as well. So
it's great. It's great. It's about, obviously, Don't Fight a Man with a Perm. It's about when Joe, because most of these songs are about Joe, him getting into a ton of fights at a bar and getting his ass whooped, which like is fair. You gotta get punched in the mouth a few times. Uh, and I'm dumb for this, but I always thought they said when they go on to the chorus part where they say concrete to leather, I always thought it was concrete 11. It makes no sense. I just what it sounded like to me. It
Yeah, those little syncratic moments are like they're great. We're like you think idiosyncratic is not the word. When you think something, is it a homophone? I always
Whoa,
thought
dude. Whoa. Come on, man. It's Friday.
yeah, it's our first. We can't be homophobic
Yeah, come on,
on
bro.
this podcast bag.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
in the wheel, I always thought it's so intense, and no, it's so it turns.
Yeah. Uh, but it's funny enough because the band sometimes don't remember what they say in this. Like I remember seeing an interview of Joe, and they're talking about the song, and Joe's like, "What were the words?" Because he just doesn't remember, which is crazy because he said it. But like, I guess that shows you that like, it's words are silly and dumb sometimes.
Oh yeah, no. What's it? The was it? It's Danny California by Red Hot Chili Peppers,
What
and
tripping over there again?
what's his name? Anthony forgot that he forgot that it wasn't Mary Jane's Last Dance. Like he forgot that he kind of ripped that song off from Petty. So he thought that the song was about an Indiana town. I forgot what interview that was, but it's fantastic.
People forget things. It just
I
happens.
I'd be riffing on Chili Peppers, but for any real fans out there, you know that little little 14-year-old me was coming himself over
14? That's crazy.
that. Yeah, no, we made that eons ago.
Yeah, you did that before you met me a
Yes,
while ago.
yes. This was just me and Mason. This was before we met some of our good friends like Alex and Levi,
It's a deep
and it
lore
was just
drop.
it was just me. And yeah, if you go back and listen, like my voice is significantly less deep. I was a little squeaker.
Yeah.
Uh, Shout out to the high school we went to. Uh, that place should burn to the ground, but unfortunately, it's made out of tar and bricks, so it can't.
Damn.
Back on topic.
Yeah, back on topic. What were we talking about? We were talking about idols. That's right. We were talking about
No,
idols.
you gotta be the straight man here. Literally, all the old podcast was Mason is like, let's listen to the songs, and I would like ruffle a bag of chips for 20 minutes into
Oh,
the mic.
I mean, I'll feel it out as I go along. Again, it's my first day, man. I'm just an intern. I'm just an intern. After Never Fight a Man with a Perm, you got I'm Scum, which is also a great song about the damn liberal sissies. The damn
Yeah,
liberal sissies.
he's
Uh,
lefty, he's soft, he's minimum wage job.
he is. And then you got Danny Nadelko, which is a fire song too, which is about it's about like illegal like immigrants in the UK specifically, and like
But
how.
that's got no relevance to today.
Oh no, it doesn't. No, it this was years ago.
We've solved the whole immigration thing. We don't fight over that anymore.
No,
So
we don't.
kind of out of date these days.
But like the first 4 to 5 songs of this album are top notch. Love Song, I didn't love that much. But it's all right. There's no problem with it. June was all right. I love the part where they talk about baby shoes for sale, never worn. That's just like a great a great line always.
Yeah.
Samaritans, which is pretty good too. You got
Here's the go of that record, in my opinion. My favorite IDLES song is Television.
your favorite's Television, really?
My favorite IDLES song is Television.
TV's good.
He fucks TV.
He does. He does fuck the TV, which is like.
Think about it for a minute. He fucks TV.
Damn, Joe. Like the lyrics are just impeccable. It's just impeccable.
No, the political commentary here is crazy. He fucks TV.
He fucks TV.
How does this apply to Marx's capital?
How does it? We
could he fucks TV solve the Mises calculation problem in Capital Volume 1? Who knows?
Yeah, whatever that guy said. Anyways, the next song, which is great, which is one of my personal favorites. I love Great. And I have to say, song's pretty great.
Which is great?
It is great. Great song, right? Amazing. Yeah. I love that song.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty great. Then you got Graham Rock, Cry to Me, and their last song, Rottweiler.
They went out with a banger.
I didn't like Rottweiler.
Really?
No, I thought it was bad. I did not like Rottweiler.
I'm firing you.
What? What do you mean? You're firing me? You can't do that.
Firing you.
Who are you gonna replace me with?
Mason.
You can't.
Oh, yeah, he
is...
died in 9/11.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
What am I gonna do?
You got no one.
I'll replace you with Levi. He fucks TV.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, Levi is a good friend of ours, and
he listened to maybe 3 songs.
Hold on. When they were together, Kyle, Levi, a bunch of my other friends, they were listening to the songs. They put on Nirvana, it was, and Levi asked, "Oh, is that Here Comes the Sun?"
Yeah.
So I think you'd have a great time with him on your music podcast.
Yeah, no. Not as good as Andy, but you know.
Man, that's a story for another day. We got so many side characters to talk about.
Never ask Andy Wonderwall.
Oh man, that's a deep cut.
Deep cut.
Overall, this album though is great. I think this is one of their best albums. It's a huge step up from their beginnings. And again, keep this in mind. This is all funded by themselves. No one's basically helping them. This is all by themselves. I think they have way better songs in this than they've had in their EPs and their previous album. I just think this is like if you want to listen and start with IDLES, you should start with this album. I think it's great. It's great.
That's a good starter. It's like their essence.
Yeah. I think I always find myself coming back to this album. Like I always find something new to like about it. I recommend it. It's good. After 2018 with their album, they moved on to a single called Mercedes Marcus in 20 Marcus. I'm not
Carl Market. Carl Mark.
I need to work on my speech. Damn.
Tell me about Karl Marx.
So he was a guy, and
he invented 1 gorillion dead people.
Yep.
And he took all the food away with a comically large spoon.
He did. That was him. The song is called Mercedes Marxist. And
there you go.
And it's an alright song. I thought it was pretty good, but the cover and the name is pretty upfront. If you don't know what the cover looks like, I might show it on screen, or you can just look it up yourself.
It's Che Guevara's decapitated head, right?
Yeah, and all bloody. And
it's decapitated head. And for the political savvy of you out there, Mercedes Marxist is a play on the concept of a champagne socialist, which there's this expectation that socialism is when you're poor or when you're starving or whatever, and it's the idea. Uh, I actually am not well versed in this topic, but it's more of like a do you if anyone out there knows about the guy who is leading the Amazon workhouse people, it's like that guy where they'll pop champagne. They're luxurious, but they're still out there for workers' rights and all of that kind of stuff. But obviously, because this podcast is we are neocons and we believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and Karl Marx is Satan. We don't encourage any of this. We actually hate Joe Cabot. So
And
uh,
I don't even know who that is. Amen, brother. Amen. All
Karl
right.
Marx Karl Marx killed one Bazinga children. So
Basilica.
we hate him.
It's one
The
Basilica.
song's fine. The song's fine.
Nothing notable about this.
The song's fine. Next.
That. Okay, let me take a sip of water real quick. Okay, all right. So after that EP in 2020, they came out with their third album, Ultramono, which again I think is a great album. You start off that album with War. I don't think it's as good as a start with Colossus, but it's still a great song. Don't get me wrong. It's a great song to start the album with.
Oh, this is like where they start bludgeoning you over the head with the political commentary. Like if it wasn't enough, now they're like war's bad, the suburbs are toxic, sundown towns, uh, uh, women. Well, okay. To be fair, Mother has the verse sexual violence doesn't start and end with rape.
yeah,
It starts in our schools and behind our no, it starts fuck,
in
I
our
forgot.
books and behind our school
And
gates.
our school gates, yeah.
Mm.
But like here, no touche pas moi is like very clearly, feminist. And as we are anarcho syndicalists here at the Discography Drama podcast, we support all of this wholeheartedly. Uh, please.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways,
You might have to bleep some of this.
I might have to be. I might have to. I think I gotta put a muzzle on you, man. The next song, "Grounds," which is one of their first songs I ever heard.
Yeah, Mason showed us this one. The music video. We haven't been talking about the music videos a lot, but the music video for this one is literally just a guy driving a car, and you are like POV license plate.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool music video. It sucks though because it's in Britain, and
Yeah, you are in Britannia, so sucks to suck.
yeah, that place stinks. But after that, you get Mr. Motivator, which I really like. I think it's a good change of pace of their songs because usually they're talking about serious subjects, and it's usually pretty serious and dark. And this one's kind of just like more positive, which is good. You need a little positivity sometimes. And
This whole record has a special place in my heart. It's my favorite Idols record because the time that I listened to it, it was the only thing I had on my phone. And I worked in a gas station. I washed dishes in a gas station. Parse that one. Uh, I washed dishes in a gas station, and it was the most miserable job I ever had.
Jesus.
Uh, and I just listened to this, and like at the end of the workday, I was ready to fight someone. I was like in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And this song, I was a greasy human at the time too. I was a grease ball. And this
Greaseball.
song just reminds me of that time, Mr. Motivator, because it's kind of in the beginning, kind of at the start, and it's like, okay, I just need 7 more cycles of this record, and I'll be done with my shift.
Yeah. I have some albums like that when I used to dishwash, and that was fun because
We've been in the trenches, me
we
and James.
we haven't been in the
Everyone else gets
trenches.
the cushy ass jobs. We've been in the goddamn trenches. We know about the gunk.
I know about the gun. But anyways, another thing I want to say about Mr. Motivator, which is another reason why I love the song, it mentions the GOAT, LeBron Raymond James, on the
Oh no.
LA Lakers. So
Oh
immediately, this is a masterpiece.
no. Oh no, not Lapuki. Anyone but Lapuki Bear.
My sunshine, the greatest basketball player to ever live,
No, please.
ever touch a basketball. But after that, after Mr. Motivator, you got Anxiety. I good song. I don't know. I didn't really.
I
Care
think
about
it's
it.
great. I think this whole record is kind of bangers until you get to Reigns. I think Reigns, Lover, him, and Dank
I think it's
are like
Donkey,
don't care.
not
They're
Donkey.
kind of mid,
Mm,
but the first half is like crazy good,
yeah.
especially like Kill 'Em with Kindness, Model Village, and the
Oh yeah.
no Twitch Pass Moi French people. My God.
I know. I know. we here at Discography Drama, we have opinions on people.
Yeah, so we are actually monarchists
Yeah.
here at Discography genre drama, and we no longer support France because they executed their king and queen in a horrible bloody coup. So
How
now
could they?
bring back the king and the
Yeah.
queen.
Yeah.
No
But
cake for you.
as you say, "Kill 'Em with Kindness," one of my favorite songs from them. I love it. "Model Village" is also one of their best songs. It's so goofy. It actually has like underneath the goofiness of it, it's actually saying something because that's what Idols
Yeah,
always
here's
does.
some actual political commentary here about like how suburbs are net drains, and like there are these really resonates with an American audience. There's these sundown towns where everybody's racist and everybody works in the factory, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And as uh as we wholeheartedly agree.
My dude, this is gonna get taken down. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no. We got taken down 3 political ideology jokes ago.
Okay. Um.
Lost media.
Yeah. With Na Truth Pour Moi, and Carcinogenic, uh, they're good songs. They just didn't resonate with me that much. But I love Reigns. It's one of my favorite songs from them. I love that song. I think it's great. I just love the way it sounds. I think it's a
I
great
don't
song.
like Reigns. Well, I think we are at odds. We're fighting here.
We are beefing, which is crazy because we have
Yeah, when it comes to our opinions, when we're in like the Gizverse, we're the same. We stand shit like a minimum brain size. Like we're on the same wavelength.
I don't
But
know.
I don't know. We're idols ops.
We're at odds, which is we can shake hands and agree. I think we can do that. I'm willing to do that.
We can shake. We
We
can
can, we
shake.
can shake. And then the end of the album, you got The Lover, A Hymn, Donkey. Uh, I think I agree. Those ones aren't great. They're just all right. But the beginning of this album was great. Uh, one thing I like about this album a lot is the album cover, which is just like an
Oh
old
yeah.
guy getting
No, no,
hit
no,
by a.
no. If we can flash up on screen the I'm making you do so much editing. Haha, nerd. There's an
Whatever.
image of Mason recreating the cover
He has
of the.
that? Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. No, no, no. We sent this before. You saw this. You've seen this.
I've
He
probably
recreated it
seen this. I probably
with
have.
like a balloon. It looks like you know how on YouTube there'll be like a Terraria, but I made it entirely with my voice. It looks like one of those covers for this record.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. We need Mason Model Village.
Yeah. That'd be great. But with this album, obviously their first two albums they had it all funded by themselves, but this was their first album they got actually picked up by a studio, and they got to actually uh work with people. They started working with this guy named Kenny Beats. The music heads probably know who that is. I don't. I'm not like a music head that much.
They call themselves socialists, but they didn't die like dogs in the street, and they have food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Explain that one, liberal.
Yeah. 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 Anyways, this album has some of the strongest songs in my opinion. It's a great album. Like I think Ultramono and Joy as an Act of Resistance are a great 1-2 punch. I think they're great albums. I think anyone who should listen to Idol should listen to those two albums. And yeah, that's about all I gotta say for that album. Great album. You guys should go listen to it.
Talk about Crawler after our break,
Yeah.
where you listen to our awesome sponsors that we have.
Yeah, we totally have. We have sponsors.
We're who are we sponsored by? Enron, Palantir,
BlackRock,
BlackRock.
Amazon.
We're sponsored by
Marlboro cigarettes.
yeah, Marlboro cigarettes.
And the NRA. I don't know.
The Chinese government.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be right back after this.
And we're back.
We are.
I hope you liked the advert for BlackRock.
Yeah. I bet they're great advertising.
Have ads. They like buy up property, and they're an investment firm.
It's crazy how they named themselves BlackRock. That just sounds.
Yeah, the evil corporation. Same thing with Palantir.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I did. All right. Anyways, back on topic. After, what was it? Ultramono in 2021. Before their next album, IDLES decided to release a bunch of singles. Their first one being Peace Signs. Wasn't really anything special. But next was Damaged Goods, which is like a really good song actually. On Spotify, it's one of their most listened to songs, which is kind of wild. It's just a really good song. I like it.
It's a banger. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, they had Sodium. He's fine.
Not a big Sodium fan.
He's fine in that one. That's all I gotta say. He's fine.
He's fine.
It just seemed like they had some spare parts lying around, and they just wanted to send them out before their next song, which came out also the same their next album, which also came out the same year, which was Crawler in 2021. I'm pretty divisive on this album, and we're gonna get into it. I have a love-hate relationship with this album because it's got a lot of songs that I like and a lot of songs that I don't, but that's neither here nor there. It starts
strong.
with MTT 420RR. it's a pretty good song. I don't think it's as good as a start though with as past ones, but it's still good. Still an Idol song through and through. And
But it routes into the wheel.
the Wheel, which is quite possibly my favorite song from them. I I love this song to bits. I play it on nauseum sometimes. When I just when sometimes I'll just get into a groove where I just want to listen to the same song until it gets out of my head. And this is one of those songs. It's so good. I love this song so much. And it's just a great song. I love it. I know I say that a lot. I've said that like 20 fucking times.
It's a good band.
Good band. Yeah, good band. Makes good songs. It's probably a good sign if someone's critiquing you or like going through your discography and most of the songs are good. It's probably a good sign, right?
And oh yeah, for sure. And the wheel routes into a sleeper when the lights come on is good.
Yeah, yeah. It's a low key kind of good song. And the next song, which is Car Crash, you would never guess this, but it's about a car crash that Joe got into. He went 60 miles per hour into a lamppost and survived, which is like crazy to me. I feel like that's how you die. But I guess
you understand about the love.
Yeah. I guess he's just crazy. But that's what this whole album was kind of based off of. In interviews, he talks about how this album is about him living through that car crash and kind of telling stories about it. Not stories about the car crash, but he wanted to tell more stories in this album, and it's more experimental, which I can tell it's a way more experimental album than the last few, and it goes in a new direction. After Car Crash, you got The New Sensation, which is another song that I adore. I love the end of the album, or the song, not the album, where you've got Joe like talking in the background and him also like singing. I think it's one of my favorite parts of IDLES. I think it's just a perfect ending to a song that I love. You got anything to say about it?
A little bit on off topic. I actually think this is the least good IDLES album art.
Yeah, I didn't like the album art.
This one is like kind of mid, which is weird because they've actually got some decent album art, which we didn't talk about. Brutalism, it's a picture of his mum, and there's like a black monolith looking thing. The monolith knows all.
Yeah.
The second one is like an old man bar fight.
It's actually a wedding fight, which is crazy.
A wedding fight?
Yeah, it's a fight during a wedding. That's why it's called Joy as an Act of Resistance, because it's kind of like, oh, it's supposed to be this happy moment, and it's kind of this big fight. It's kind of artsy fartsy like Joe, which makes sense.
Then Ultramono is the skinniest man of all time, getting hit by a ball. Young Crumble John.
Dude, you can't just say that. You sound like a fucking crazy person. Okay.
which we have the Mason recreation of.
We do have that. Hopefully we can find that.
More editing work on the workhorse, but this one's kind of is not as good. There's like an astronaut and a house.
Yeah. After New Sensation, you got Stockholm Syndrome, which I didn't love. And after that, you got the Beachland Ballroom, which isn't one of my personal favorites, but I understand why people like it a lot. Like, I don't love it, but I do understand why it's a lot of people like it. It's a very unique song from what they usually do, and I can appreciate it for that. Like I know, like even if I'm not personally into it, I know when a song's like kind of fire. Like I gotta admit, it's a good song. After that, you get to Crawl with an exclamation point. Not much to say. I
Okay. This is another thing bands will do, where the title track will just be mid.
Yeah, this is a mid song.
Sometimes the title track is like the song,
Yeah.
but sometimes the title track they're like, oh yeah, I really killed it with this one, and it's like, yeah, that's okay.
You know what this is like? You ever see those videos where it's like uh a guy's in a studio and it's like the most trash ass beat you've ever heard, and it's just like a caption of "We ain't making it out of the hood with this one."
Oh, it's not Nick Paul's not bad.
No, it's
but
not
like,
bad, but like
I get what you're saying.
when you said it like that, I all I could imagine is like their producer and in production and just like that, which is unfair
Yeah,
because
we staying in the projects.
we we staying in Birmingham.
Oh God.
uh,
Any brummies in the audience?
any brummies, any poor lost souls in there, that we've been kind of dogging on.
You have to live with Danny G and Geopold. You poor soul.
Yeah, that sucks, bro.
And
After
Danny G will kill you.
that is you will. Tell him where he is. He'll break your fucking legs.
He will.
The legendary Danny G. After Crawl, I might ruffle some feathers here, but I didn't really enjoy the rest of the album. I thought King Snake was good, like, but Meds, Kelchi, Progress, Liz, and the end, I just didn't.
I like the end.
I don't know. I didn't really. It didn't click with me. I don't. This whole album, like, I felt like there was a usual banger here and there with IDLES, because they usually they never don't have bangers in their albums, but I just didn't feel like it had the same punch as the past albums. And what was crazy to me was that this album got uh it got nominated for an Emmy. I think was it an Emmy, Grammy? I don't know which one it is. One of the well,
I think it's an Emmy.
it,
I don't know.
I think it's a Grammy. No, I think it's a Grammy.
Our corporate overlords would probably be mad that we don't know about their award.
Yeah, probably. But it's crazy to me how this album was nominated for a Grammy and the other albums weren't, because I feel like in my opinion, I feel like they have better stuff out there than
That
this.
is their weakest record.
Yeah, it's just like it's like yeah, you got some good songs on here, but you've got Joys and Acts of Resistance, you got Ultramono, you got the next album coming up. Like I think there's better pickings here than this. I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
You know, it probably they've done soundtracks. They did a thing for DC. I think Sodium was in a DC thing, and they probably had a song in a soundtrack,
Yeah,
and like it was in a movie, and it's like the only time they've ever heard IDLES, and they're like, ooh.
yeah. That's probably what happened. It's just upsetting because it was like I don't.
It might have been the wheel.
I mean, okay, if it was the wheel, then I won't complain. It's just upsetting when it's like, there's so much better out there, and then it's just this, and this is what.
Turbo nerds of the internet, tell us. Do the research for us so we can be lazy.
Yeah, I already did so much research, guys. I need a damn break. I need some help out here. I need a sub in. I need a timeout.
And I'm not gonna help them, so.
Oh no, he won't. I don't get paid for this. But
I just sit around and play Kenshi all day. I keep him in my basement.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about this album. If you want to dispute it in the comments, go ahead. I just personally don't love this album. I think it's kind of a step back from where they've gone. I know it's experimental, so it wasn't I can see that angle where it's like, oh, they're not doing what they usually do, so it's not going to be perfect. And on some points they hit, and some points they didn't. But I don't know. The Grammy really kind of rubbed me the wrong way with this one.
Their older stuff was better.
Yeah, but then they took a hiatus for a few years and kind of took their time making this next album, which was their fifth album, Tank, that came out just last year, 2024.
Some people
And
don't like it, but I think they fucking killed it with this one. This is my favorite record.
oh, I think they came back to form with this. I really think they kind of hit the nail on the head with this. I think they went back, and I think uh what they say in interviews is that as um Crawler was kind of more experimental, I think they took that and put that into what they already make and made Tank, which is a great album and you should listen to. And it starts with Idea One, which is just
The worst song on the record. No, it's not.
I don't have much to say about it. I don't
Idea
know.
One isn't as bad as Grace, which is the one dud.
Yeah, that's true.
But this record is hits front to back.
It is.
Gift Horse.
Well,
The video for Gift Horse goes crazy.
the reason why it's a lot of bangers too is because they said when they were making this album, they wanted it to be like more happy, poppy, dancey album kinda, which is kind of it's kind of like they came full circle in a way to their EPs, where their EPs were more poppy in a way, and then they went to brutalism and it was punk, and they did that for a while, and now it kind of comes full circle back to pop in a way. And you got Gift Horse after Idea One, which is a great song. Love that song. You get to look at him go.
It was so hard.
Yeah. And then after that you got Pop Pop Pop, which I like the drums on it. I like the drums on it. I think it was a I liked how unique it sounded. Just a
Tip of the day, Freud on Freuda, is when you experience happiness by other people experiencing happiness. So
oh wow. Yeah. Another theme of this album of like happiness and love, because just
The
Joe
love.
the love. God. The audience is gonna love our British accents, our
yeah,
impersonations.
we tried our worst.
Yeah. After
What's it called? Fucking no. What? One more thing. One more thing.
yeah.
Uh, Pop Pop Pop. When I first heard this song, it pissed me off so bad
Why did it
because
piss
of
you off?
one line in the song. Strong like bull, vulnerable. I hate it. I hate it so bad.
What are you
I
talking
hate it
about?
so bad.
That's bars. You just don't. You just don't. You just
Kill
don't.
yourself. No. This is almost as bad as Soon Will. This
Soon
is
Will?
bad.
What's wrong with
Soon
Soon?
Will.
What's wrong with Soon Will?
You want to start defending bare naked ladies? Is this where we're at? This is where we're at in our friendship, huh? You want to start defending bare naked ladies? Yeah, no. Go ahead, please. Please defend the Big Bang Theory intro song for me, please. And it all started with a Big Bang.
Let's get back on topic, shall we? Let's get back on topic.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anyways, after Pop Pop Pop, you got Roy. I didn't have anything to say about this. Did you have anything to say about this?
I love Roy.
Yeah, you like it?
It goes hard. I love that strong bassy punch. As a bass player, I really do appreciate the bassist of IDLES. He used to P for a while, and then he got a short scale Sarek, which is like, if I could get a bass that nice, I would. They're gorgeous, and you can really hear like the thump. It's got like this humbucker thing in it, which costs a shit ton. But man, it's delectable. It is delectable.
Yeah, audience, I have no idea what he just said. I'm not a big music guy. I got a guitar this Christmas, and I've already broken.
He can play. He can play Wonderwall.
I can play Wonderwall.
I was a jazz musician. I was in a jazz band, and then now I'm like I quit, and now I'm in random projects. I actually had to give up my upright bass.
You
I had to
did?
give it up.
Yeah, so we're like the same level. We're like
I was in jazz band. I performed at concerts, and you can play Horse with No Name.
I can play Wagon Wheel. I can do that.
Yeah. You can play some. You can play. What's it called?
I can play Everlong.
Country Roads.
I can play Country Roads. Country Roads. Funny enough, no, this is a music trick I have for you guys. Funny enough, the chord progression, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, for Wagon Wheel and Country Roads are the exact same. Like they got the same chords. Isn't that funny?
Would you look at that? Would you look at that? If you are ever listening to live music in the New England area, James will be the one playing Wagon Wheel.
Yep. Well, I gotta fix my guitar because I broke it again. Oh, no, I didn't break it. I was tuning it and broke it because I'm not great with handling. It makes sense. That's why they got me not a crazy good guitar because they know I'd probably.
And it's fine.
It's fine.
I mean, think about IDLES. Their first couple of records weren't built on the best things.
No, they were not, and it was still baller.
And it still slapped.
Still great. Anyways, back on topic. After Roy, you got
Roy's awesome.
Roy's awesome. You got a gospel.
Gospel's not as good, but Dancer is unironically their best song.
Dancer is one of if not their most popular song. I think right now it's on it doesn't have more views, but I think on Spotify it's more popular than Never Fight a Man with a Perm. Like it's on top of their list, which makes sense. It's probably their most positive song, and it's just about dancing.
Hey, but there's also Pilatic. There's also cut circles in your cage. Make change.
Yeah, but it's what Scrooge wouldn't love a song like this? You would have to be a real Ebenezer to not like this song. It's just great. It's just a great song for the whole family. Great song for the whole family. And after that, you got Grace. We've talked about that earlier. Not particularly great. You got Hall of Oates, which I like a lot. I like Hall of Oates.
Okay, do you know about actual Hall of Oates? Is this an Andy moment? Do you know about
the band?
Do you know about Hall of Oates?
I think I know the band. They
name a Hall of Oates song.
They're the one who made You Make My Wish Come True, right?
Yes. But more importantly, Rich Girl.
They did make Rich Girl, that's right. I knew I've heard of them. I think when I was researching this, I was like, I've heard of Hall of Oates. That's like an actual band.
Okay, small side tangent I need to talk about with Rich Girl. There was like a Minecraft Yogscast parody of that song that did not age well about obese women.
What?
That is out. That I don't know if it's still on the internet. I hope they took it down. But my word, if you ever wanted to see how the internet has changed,
yeah,
go get them.
Yeah, but after Hall of Oates, you got an absolute crown jewel of this album, which is Jungle, which is Jungle? I think it's one of their. I think that might be their best song. It's so good. It's it's great. It's the theming, the the actual, music itself is just great. If I were to
How
put
the
someone,
machine keeps you down.
yeah, yeah, very much, very much an idol song talking about what they usually do. And if I had to pick a list of songs that were like cream of the crop, I think this is up there. I don't think there's many songs they've made that are better than this one. I think you can argue maybe like Never Fight a Man with a Perm. I think you can argue
Wheel.
the wheel. I say the wheel because I love the wheel. And you can have a
For
mother.
me, television.
Television's great. Like you can pick a bunch of songs, but like this is like this is one of their best songs, and I think
But
it's
does
pretty
he
obvious.
fuck TV?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He does not. But he is crazy.
That's true.
And then after Jungle, you got Gratitude. I don't have a lot to say about this one.
I really like Gratitude.
You like Gratitude?
I thought Gratitude was sick as hell.
Hmm. It was,
If I was like 13 and a weeb, I would totally make like an edgy AMV with Gratitude of Netero from Hunter x Hunter.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. No, that would go hard next to like a Sasuke edit with Evanescence.
Yeah.
Wait, I think that's the wrong band.
That
Is this
is
the right band?
that is the wrong band.
That's the wrong band. Yeah, that's the wrong band.
That's the wrong band.
What's Evanescence? Sorry, all of that is bad. All of it is like the same.
That song's fire though. That song is fire. The baller song. You,
Shout out to Tribute to Anomalocaris.
I don't know who that is. I'm not a music guy.
Okay, never mind.
Listen, man. I'm just the intern. I'm just the intern.
We'll catch you up on the lore after we get done recording and you get done with your chores.
After, and finally to conclude this, their most recent song is Monolith. It's the last song on their latest album, which
It's okay.
I think it's a perfect song if you're like sad to walk alone at night to, or if you're staring at your ceiling. I feel like those are the two most apt moments to use that. Besides that, that's about all I gotta say for it. But that is the most recent album they've made, not the last album. Hopefully not the last album. Hopefully they keep making.
All died. They died in the Arab Spring, just like Mason.
Yeah, Joe got back into drugs, and he was drunk driving with everyone in the car, and he crashed into the same lamppost again. But
and this time it impaled him.
yeah, this time they didn't make it out, and that was the end of IDLES. But yeah, that's all we have so far of this band. It's a great band. I think they really are talented and good at what they do. I don't think there's a lot of people.
We'll give you an IDLES update when the new one comes out. We will not give frequent updates for all of our bands that we cover because King Gizzard is going to make us go insane.
Yeah.
And some aren't worth, like, we're not covering the 70th Weezer.
Yeah,
we might though. We might have to.
I think maybe out of spite, or if this channel does anything, if we get people to want it enough, we could have like a Weezer check-in.
Our one fan, my dad.
Our one, yeah, your our one fan, your dad, who will want we'll give him what he asked for with the podcast. But yeah, that's all they have so far. I have, right before we leave and close this podcast out, I have a ranking of the albums. Now, this can be subject to change, but this is my own personal opinion of what I think the best albums are. I think overall I think the worst album is Crawler. I think that's pretty fair. I think their second worst is Brutalism, which is their. I think that's number 4. I think it's a great album. I just don't think it's as good as the others. This might be a little decisive, but I have Tank as at 3. It was a great album. It just didn't click with me as much as the next two, and I really struggled with these last two. I had Ultramono at 2 and Joy is an Act of Resistance at 1. Do you have any objections?
So mine's different. I go Tank at 1 because it's just the most consistent. Then Ultramono at 2, Joy is an Act of Resistance at 3, then Brutalism 4, Crawler 5.
So you just flipped them. I think I just really like Joy is an Act of Resistance. That's just
it's good. There's no bad records here.
No, there is not. Which is a crazy stat. That's like a really hard thing to do for a band. If you don't have like a bad album, it's kind of weird, right? I feel like you gotta have a stinker at some point. And relative, this band, they have been making music for, I mean, over a decade at this point. I think almost 2 at this point. Might be 2. I don't know I don't know the math, but like usually, and like they don't have a ton of albums, but usually you have one where it just doesn't hit. And you could argue that's Crawler, but even Crawler, it has some of the best songs on it. So it's just a weird stat. It's like
maybe they will crash out their next record.
Hopefully not. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll keep them humble. Keep them humble, I guess. But yeah, that's it. That was our return episode to Discography Drama. I hope all of the 1 people that are watching enjoy this.
Yeah, you have a unique opportunity here. If you comment on the video, we will see the comment, so you can tell us that we're smelly or your opinions on how we're wrong. And actually, this isn't pop punk. This is post neo impressionist, super punk or whatever. You're that guy. And most importantly, you can tell us. Do you want us to rank at the end of every one of these we do, or do we turn it into a short? I know people like their shorts.
Slop. They like their slop.
We could do slop.
You make slop 10.
Do you guys want slop, or do you want us to do long form and be old men, boomer or slop?
Yeah. Do you think anyone's actually gonna see this? Do you think anyone from before will actually see this, or do you think it's just gonna be like everyone that's new?
No, some people from my old school subscribed, so
all right then.
Who actually, I kind of don't like any of the people from my high school.
Damn.
So if you're hearing this and I didn't get back into contact with you from high school, fuck you.
Wow, alienating your audience on the first episode back is crazy.
I'm swinging.
You're swinging? That's not good for business. That's not good for the brand. Oh my god. All right, well, the
brand. We're not. This isn't. We're not monetizing this.
Oh no, we're not. We are not going to make a dime.
We get enough Lockheed Martin money as is.
That's true. And BlackRock. Oh man, BlackRock.
Oh yeah, the BlackRock money pays my bills. Have you seen the size of me and James's rooms? My God, we're living it up good.
Oh, we are. But yeah, that's it for the first episode back. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Kyle, do you have any closing remarks besides that?
This podcast is actually a centrist podcast. Yeah. I was wrong the first 6 times.
Yeah, the parts that we might had to edit out. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this. Leave a comment, maybe what you want to see next. We might keep it in mind. And we'll see you next time. Bye.